What's poppin'? What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. Ooh. It is Friday. What's going on, y'all? Your girl is an alternate, bitch. Bitch, I was pissed, but I really wasn't. Only reason why I was mad was because I'm in the middle of a class and I don't want nobody else touching them people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason why. But I'm about to figure it out. I figured out a way that they can be trained without someone just screwing them up. You know what I mean? Because nobody can't no bitch do what I do. You hear me? Shout out to Flame Monroe. So I was gonna stop by Starbucks this morning because I didn't get to make my coffee, and I was moving fast, and I was watching Dame Dash on the Breakfast Club. I didn't get to finish watching him. I always enjoy hearing him speak. Like I put on the little thing, there's again, the messenger. It's, Dame Dash, you're not doing that. What's wrong with you? You thought I was supposed to let you go? Please. Dame Dash really says some smart things. He's a little obnoxious sometimes, but look at this line. This don't make no sense. I'm going, you know what, Erica, be smarter. Be smarter, girl. I'm not about to sit in that line. And there's nobody inside. I really probably can go inside, but then I'd have to stop the video and do all that foolishness. So let me go over here, dear. Thank you all for the shout outs to my son. I let him read them. He was like, oh, it's so nice. He's so cute. Let me see. And I'm trying, I gotta concentrate. Y'all, yesterday, oh my God. Okay. We'll talk about it. But he said thank you for the cash apps for him. Y'all, shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. That was really nice of everybody who said what up to my son and said happy birthday. And he did read the comments, and he thought that was so nice of everyone. That's so nice. He says, they're so nice. Who did that? Do you know them? He's so cute. Let me make this turn. I'm going to this other Starbucks over here. I don't even know why I mess with this Starbucks. I really don't. Y'all, yesterday, I went to the, jury duty place. They set me up front. They didn't ask me the question as I wanted them to ask me. And I'm in as an alternate. I cut my ass at the people, so I was like, oh God, I rolled my eyes. It probably was like, pick her as an alternate. Get her ass up here since she want to be in the audience. She want to be in the audience shaking her head. So we're going to see, and I'll let y'all know what it's about when we're done. So I think we're supposed to be done bitch, it's going into February, but we're already at the end of the month. This is the 24th, so we only got a few days, a week before the end of the month, and then it's going into February 11th or something like that. Beach, I'll let you know. But anyways, so yeah, I was watching Dame Dash on the thing, and he was talking about what he talks about. He's always talking about business, but now he has, I guess, a channel, and he was promoting that and talking about different things about having real power and I guess making real change through politics is what he was talking about, and getting bills passed and stuff like that. So it was very interesting. I haven't finished watching it. I'm in the middle. But yeah. People have critiques of him, as we do everyone else. Name me a person we don't have critiques of, y'all. Okay. It's gonna, everybody, there's a side to everything. There's two sides to everything. You're not going to have everyone who loves a person. Honey, people talk about Gandhi like a motherfucking, because he was a racist ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Why you have one image of him doing this, but then you have another part of him. Dr. Martin Luther King, he was a philanderer, wasn't he? Okay, well, but it doesn't mean that he didn't do what he was doing, right? Everybody has both sides. That's why I was saying about Aaron Hernandez. Like, that is a possibility for any one of us to end up like that. And that's why I was so glad that I know he gave his brain for CTE, but they need to study his brain from the beginning and everything. They really do, because for someone to have not only his biological self is compromised, but then he ends up in a home the way he ended up. Like his father, yeah, you had a 2-parent home, but your father was fucking crazy, right? And you had that, then the abuse, then the killing people, then not having emotion, all of these things. They need to study that man's brain. They really do, because it's so fascinating. And then for him to be attractive. And it's so crazy how people are like, why are you saying such and such is attractive? Okay, if you think about it, does someone killing someone immediately make them visually unattractive? It may make you not want to talk to that person anymore, like any normal fucking person. But to say, you can't say that Aaron Hernandez is a handsome man, has a great smile, and yes, he killed people. Those two things exist together, y'all, in him. You could see it. And there's nothing wrong with somebody saying, now I can see if there's something wrong with you, people like making jokes, oh, he could choke me, or he could do, those dumb jokes. And there's always going to be people. There's always going to be some. It will never not always be all. It will always be some. Always. I'm going to this damn thing. So what else is going on, y'all? Real Housewives of New Jersey. We said we was talking about that. Girl, that episode was really good, and the way that it ended was hilarious, with Jennifer and Melissa getting into it. So they still at Jackie's house. They start off where they left off. I like when they do that, when they come in with them talking, like, okay, they're already into it. It's not no fluff. We're not seeing people like, you know how they do on Married to Medicine, where you see little glimpses of them doing stuff with their family and stuff like that. They're not doing that. We getting right to it, and I like when they do that. Like they're really continuing it. So Margaret and Teresa talk, and okay, so I'm at a stop. She was like, I even brought you a goodie bag. Teresa came in with the most fucked up attitude. And that's the thing, is like, why do you, and I keep talking about her and Nene together because they're giving me a lot of similarities this seasons. With you're very nasty, but then you're expecting some type of respectable treatment. I don't know where that happens. I don't know who that happens for, but for people who think people are afraid of them. So you have to start acting a certain way in order for that person to continue to like you, like what Cynthia was doing with Nene. And Cynthia decided, I'm tired of doing this shit with you. And now all of a sudden she's a bad friend. I need to show you who she really is. No, bitch, she's showing you that who you really are. She's not down with that shit no more. So Teresa comes in. I was like, you need to go home with that nasty ass attitude, Teresa. You really do. Because you come in that woman's home like that with that negativity, like, girl, like, no one wants that in their home. You understand what I'm saying? What am I gonna get from Starbucks? I want something. What do I want? Can I have a grande vanilla latte with an extra shot, please? No foam. And can I actually have, they want me to get almond, but I like soy. Can I have soy milk instead? Yeah. And extra hot, please. Yes. No, that's going to be all. Thank you. I got that almond milk honey flat white the other day. It wasn't. I don't like to add any sweeteners to my. So the almond milk wasn't as sweet as I would like it, and I know for all you baristas out there, I know that the soy milk is sweetened. So I know it is. Everything in moderation. Okay, so what was I saying? So yeah, so she came in with a nasty attitude. How you gonna come in somebody's house with a fucked up attitude that you've never been to? They're inviting, and you've kind of had problems with this person. That's why I know like Teresa don't give a damn, and that's why it's hard to have compassion for people when they are going through the things that she's going through with Joe, because you got a fucked up attitude. It's hard for people to have compassion for you. It's hard for people to feel sorry for you. What she say? How much she say it was? $5.25. About to get this bitch an exact chain. And so what happened after that? So they went out. They, some are getting their stuff together in the house. Some went out to the back of the house to look at the view. It was very nice. Jackie has a very nice house. And, they're talking about the situation with Margaret. And Jackie tells Teresa, I really think that she sees you as a real friend. So it was hurtful for her that you did not stick up for her at all, like in any capacity. And I think that it was fair, and Teresa didn't take offense to it, because anytime anybody tells her like you were wrong, girl, she gets upset. Like, how you gonna tell me I'm wrong, and I'm going through this. My husband is leaving me. My husband is in jail. My husband is in ICE. My husband. But girl, that doesn't, just like the shit that Nene was going through, it does not give you the right to treat people like shit. It does not. And some people might excuse it, but there are some people who are like, no, that's not excusable. I don't care that you're going through it. It doesn't mean that you treat me like shit, because I don't have anything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I'd probably be the one to help you through it and support you through it. So stop fucking talking to me crazy. Stop thinking that I owe you something. Stop doing all that shit. Just stop it. So they come in the house, they sitting at the table. Margaret and Teresa, they kind of not talking, because their first interaction with each other. So they kind of not talking. So Margaret says, let me sit right here next to you, because we need to talk. So she was like, Teresa, I don't want to have any problems with you. I'm not trying to, I really, she's trying to explain to her, what's happening, and how she feels. And she's like, but you threw water on her. You threw wine on her. You threw da-da-da. And she was like, Margaret raised her voice, and she was like, hold on, let me get my shit. How much did this girl say? Oh, it smells like pastries in there. You know what I be thinking is so gross? When I see people in the store with gallons of cow milk. Oh my God. I'll be like, oh, what y'all ain't, like, I know affordability, I know, but I know because a gallon of almond milk is like all the other milks, hemp milk. Hi. Oh, okay. I thought you said $5.25. Hold on. Here you go. Thank you. Can I have a short straw, please? Yeah. Thank you. Bitch, you trying to talk like strawberry shortcake. Can't nobody hear you. Can't nobody hear you talking. That's why I didn't know what she said. I thought she said $5.25. It's $6.05. Bitch, speak up. You got a damn microphone on the side of your head. Talk. Can't hear you. Anyway, so she sits down, she's sitting down with Teresa, and then her voice raises, right? And she was like, how would you like it if I said to you, you're not a good mother. Your children don't want to fuck with you. That's why your children don't like you. That's why da 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 da. And everybody was looking like, and even Dolores was like, yep. And then she was like, what would you do? What would you do if I said that to your face? Melissa said, throw the wine. Like, this is the reason why you getting wine thrown on you, Danielle. Even though I said Margaret had to come in, because Margaret, you still got, to me, I feel like if I'm fighting with words, bitch, you can't resort to, I know it's hard for some people. And if someone gets the best of you or says something to trigger you, you might react physically. But it looks crazy when you react physically because only the person was only talking to you with words. That's why, you know, even though a lot of people applauded Portia for what she did to Kenya, it just looked like, bitch, you don't have the words. You got something, like, I'm antagonizing you with something in your face and you just really can't handle it. You can't handle it with, when, what's her name? Kenya said something to Nene. I'm saying something to you, now you want to fight me? Like, what? We arguing. Can't we just argue without y'all trying to fight each other? So that's why Margaret looks crazy, pouring shit, throwing wine. She had it coming, but even for me, when they played the thing back, I was like, I didn't even realize that. I realized that Danielle was talking shit, and that's the reason why she threw the shit in her face. But for Margaret, her children, and them not speaking, it's a very, for any mother, it's probably a sore, triggering subject. So here's the wine. And that's why Melissa was like, throw the wine. Even Dolores was like, like, bitch, you already know, because if somebody came to you about your mothering, you gonna have a heart attack. You gonna flip out, you gonna flip the fuck out, and you gonna be fucking mad. And that's it. Teresa, so she said, I don't know what happened, what Margaret said to Teresa, but she ended up walking out. I guess because she was losing her cool. So she ended up walking out. She was like, you know, because Margaret started crying. She didn't cry for too long, but see, that's what I'm talking about. So I have to go to work on Fridays, y'all, because they don't report on Fridays, only during deliberations. Child. Hopefully they wouldn't need me. How much they'll let me go? But don't they need alternates through the whole time? So just in case something happens to one. I really wanted to bring up not being able to sit in the jury box. And that was just like, I looked it up online. That was just under 50 years ago, where women were not allowed to sit in the jury boxes because they weren't allowed to vote. So you're only way you're, well, you know what the rule is. So that's the reason why. I was watching something last night on Amazon Prime too. I'll tell you what it's called. I posted it it's called, oh bitch, what happened to it? I don't know what happened to it. It's I forgot what the name of it was, but anyways, let me get back to I forgot the name. It was called White Savior. Go just look up White Savior and you'll be able to see what what it was. White Savior, something about religion, racism in religion, on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna watch it again. And it's funny because my son, the Aquarius, he gets up this morning, he was like, you know what, mommy, he's really little Michael Evans. I'm trying to tell y'all. He was like, you know what, I think race was created just to make people feel like just to pit people against each other. That's what he said. Not pit, he didn't use the word pit, but make people fight against each other. And I was like, were you up when I was watching? Because I was watching that and they were talking about the social construct of race. And he was like, I asked him, was he up during that time? And he was like, no, I was sound asleep. I was like, oh. I said, well, I want you to watch this, so I want him to watch it. Because he always asks me different things. He asked me, do I believe that Jesus walked the earth? He asked me all kind of questions. And it's so funny because his teachers always say he's he's Aquarius. She was like, he's a deep thinker. And this one, he was in the fourth grade. And teachers like, I've never heard a child ask the questions that he asked. And he really thinks deeply about things. That's my little monster. That's Michael Evans, baby. Child, he said it's funny because Justin J said the circle was racist, right? So did y'all see that video of Justin J going off about the circle? So on the circle, if you did see it, Ed and his mom came in and they were clearly racist. Italians, they were just clearly racist immediately. Even though Ed was right about Rebecca, he went directly for her. No one else. He went directly for her, and then cozied up to Joey, who was the other Italian, and he was saying it was racist. And I have a video of my son and him and I talking, because I record us talking on the way to drop him off at the bus stop. And he was like, do you think that they were racist? Because why did they go after the black girl first, like immediately? And I said to myself, yes, they were using, and I said it on Justin's video, they were using tactics that to me employed racism. But the only thing is, I'm not mad that they did that, because I would have done the same exact thing. I'm trying to keep all the black people to the last. If I can, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be culturally biased. And I think a lot of the times we get on our high horse and we say, well, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to use tactics like that to win a game. When look who fucking won, the fucking Italian dude, right? No black people. The gay dude didn't win. The straight white man won. And my son said the other day, I felt like, he was like, do you think that they were racist? Ed and his mother. And I was like, yeah, but I do believe that they used those tactics. Like they kept, I believe they used those tactics. And to me, I feel like if I were in the game, I would use similar tactics. And I would tell somebody, let's split this $100,000. Period. That's it. I don't even know. I was like, why isn't anybody saying, bitch, let's split this money. Let's figure out how to keep each other on the top. Like, I guess when they go to a new season, someone will come in there with a better strategy and will use a strategy to win the game, because I don't know why anybody didn't say, bitch, let's split this money. Let's figure out how to eliminate these people. Whoever wins, we're going to split the money. If you and I, either of us win, we're going to split the money with each other. That's what I would have done. And I would have been trying to keep all the black people. I'm sorry. But I'm not. I'm not sorry. Hell no. I'm not sorry. God damn it. I'm not sorry. I'm keeping all the blacks and the gays. That's it. I would have kept Chris. That's it. Sorry. I'm sorry. And the women, of course. All blacks and the gays. And the women. That's it. Sorry. It was, and Justin did have some points. He did go to the left. It's not the show being racist. It's the people playing the game. It's the people that you choose are playing the game using racial tactics to win the game, to eliminate people, to get people out of here. Okay, let's get back to Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay, all right. So I'm next to this truck and I'm trying to lag behind him. I don't like to be next to these big ass 18-wheelers. So Joe calls Teresa and he's on the phone talking shit again talking shit, saying, she was like, oh, you want me to tell her? He's saying on the other line that why doesn't Dolores find a doctor? Dolores' boyfriend, whatever he is a doctor. Why doesn't her boyfriend find Teresa a doctor so she can have a boyfriend? Nigga, say no more. Say no more. I got you. And she was like, Joe, Dolores was like, Joe, I'm not even listening to you. I'm not even gonna listen to you. You're talking crazy and this and that. And then there was a part where Dolores was explaining, they showed those clips again of Joe talking to Teresa crazy, calling her, here comes my bitch wife, and telling her he was gonna bang her head against the wall if she talked about his father again. But all she did was tell him, you're exactly like your father. But then Dolores was like, when it doesn't mean anything, that's just the way that they talk to their women. That's just the way they talk to their women. And then Dolores was like, but there comes a time where you don't want to deal with that anymore, that you grow out of that. That's exactly what she said. And then she said, and then when you're away from it for 4 years, you don't want to go back to that. You don't want to tolerate nobody talking to you out the side of their neck, because Joe talks to Teresa out the side of her neck, and he outside of his neck, he been talking to her crazy. That's why I never really liked Joe Giudice. I believe that he consistently cheated on her. And then she was like, I had my own money. I was a buyer at Macy's or something, she said. Then she was like, you know, I even signed the prenup, like whatever. You know, I was like, girl. That is so good. Perfect. And so they're on their way to go to dinner, right? So Margaret is like, no, Teresa, Jennifer, and Melissa. No, Dolores. Teresa, Dolores, and Jennifer in one car, and Jackie, Melissa, and Margaret in the other car, because Jackie and Melissa have gotten really close, which I like that, their little relationship. And I like her and Margaret's relationship because what happened at the table when, anyway, so girl, this felt like it was a good episode. So Teresa said Margaret might be a seasonal friend, a season lifetime. She was trying to remember, like, what is it? It's some people are in your life for some and a season and a lesson. What is it? Teresa's so goofy, like so goofy. And they were like, no, it's a reason, season. They were trying to figure it out. So she was like, I'm going to call Dolores. No, Dolores was in the other car. She was like, I'm going to call Dolores. Dolores is going to. So then they said reason, season, lifetime. And then Margaret said, maybe she was talking about me. Maybe she was talking about me. Yeah, she was talking about you, girl. She was. And I don't know why Teresa is like, maybe it is. And it is hard for some people in friendships to realize when a friendship is over. It's hard. And it's true. But if you're not looking as the end, you're looking at this conflict that you have with a friend as, okay, we had a conflict. We're going to mend it. We're going to get past it. But Teresa is not looking at it like that. Margaret is. And Teresa's not looking at it like that. And so I think Margaret's feelings are hurt. But she did take, do y'all think that Teresa took Danielle's side? I think she did, because she didn't even say to Danielle, you were wrong. You threw that water on her. I mean, you were talking shit to her and this and that. You were wrong. The physical part of it is what Teresa, the only thing that Teresa sees, where you threw wine on her. You threw water on her. You threw her husband in the pool. Bitch. That shit was so funny. If y'all don't watch New Jersey Housewives, you are really missing out. They are crazy, okay? And so she was like, maybe she's talking about me or whatever. And they go and they sit down and they're eating dinner. And what are they talking about at dinner? Oh, they're talking about, okay, they get on, Jackie starts talking about her home. And Jennifer the whole time is talking, she's so envious. She's saying she's intrigued, she's saying she's impressed. No, bitch, you're jealous, you're envious, you're both of those things. You want what I have, you mad because you don't have it, and now you calling your husband to ask him. Like, it was so childish. And even Melissa was like, now I don't know the princess stories. She said Veruca. I don't know who the fuck that is. So y'all let me know who that is. She was like, she was so like saying, Daddy, I want that. I want a house in the Hamptons because Jackie has a house in the Hamptons, Daddy. Because she was doing that, and it was so obnoxious. It really was. I was like, Jennifer, you are really, she was like, because, you know, we're from the Middle East, we're Middle Eastern, so we don't care. We ask people about their money. We're just like that. Was I being too forward, this and that? And Margaret was like, yeah, you know, because they, you know, she at the table, she was asking her, you know, how much did you have money? Ooh, you come from money? She was like, no, my parents worked very hard. And I don't know what her parents do. Did she ever say? Y'all tell me if she said it. But she said they left me a lot of money. me and my sister a lot of money, and I made investments, and she's just flipped her money over and over again. And she's not frivolous. She's not showy. She's not showy. I won't say she's not frivolous. She's not showy. She doesn't show off her money. And Jennifer does. Chanel. She does all of that. And for Jackie, that's uncomfortable. For some people, I think talking about money is uncomfortable for some people, right? Because of that behavior that Jennifer is displaying. I know a person who used to say, never let people, especially people who you work with, never let them in your home, because they are going to start counting your money. Don't let people you work with in your home, unless everybody is the average of each other. You understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, because Jennifer has an idea that she is the richest one in the group, and she said it because she was like, I have the biggest house, but it's my only house. And Jackie was like, oh, I have a lot of houses, bitch. Don't get it twisted. I have this house. She was like, do you have another house in the Hamptons? She was like, I have other houses. Then she was like, who makes more? Girl, did you just ask that lady that? And then for some people, it's okay. Like, that's where culture comes in. In American culture, and she's Jewish. Is she Jewish too? They're not asking about, they're not talking about money. Not to people who are not family, not to people who are that. Girl, you doing the most. You're getting too familiar now. And she was like, ooh, you have money? Ooh, you come from, like, she was really eyes green, bitch. Then after that, after she was so enamored by her, then she started judging her. She started judging how she spent her money. Knowing what I know now, she says, I'm thinking she's kind of stingy. I mean, why would you just have pizza at your son's birthday party? Why wouldn't you have like a big bowl of pasta or something? Now, that's culture. That's it. And even Teresa said, you know, she said we're European. We're European, so we eat a lot. We eat a lot. When family comes together, we eating a lot. Girl, you should have let me over, but fuck you, bitch. We eat a lot. And so she's like, and then even Margaret was like, she doesn't even think about food like that. And the way that Margaret said it was not malicious. She was speaking matter-of-factly. We know that Jennifer hasn't had an eating disorder, so she doesn't no longer obsess about food, right? Because people who have eating disorders, whether you eat too much or you don't eat at all, there's an obsession and a control issue where it comes to food. We know what it is. So now she's at a place where she's probably doing it too much, like overboard, where they're making breakfast. You know, Melissa gets up, she's making bacon, eggs, avocado, toast. She's making that, and Jackie is eating out of, chips. She's eating chips. And it's indicative of someone who has issues, who has a weird relationship with food. That's what it is. It's your relationship with food. And it's, a lot of people have weird relationships with food. They do. And I don't think that Margaret was saying it in a malicious way. I just said she wasn't thinking about food. Here's pizza. Here's toys. Baby, they go out again to another thing, and they were talking about, and Margaret brings it up. Now, the way that Margaret brought it up, it was like she was laughing about it. She was like, girl, what's her name said that the next time she comes to your parties, she's going to bring something to eat because you didn't have a lot of, what did she say? No, she didn't say that. She said, hold on. I forgot what she said. But Jennifer started getting on Jackie. Like, she was like, okay, so Jennifer went to the bathroom. When Jennifer went to the bathroom, Margaret said, now it was funny because that's when Jennifer went to the bathroom. So you kind of have to look at Margaret a little sideways. She went to the bathroom. She was like, Jennifer said that, that you're stingy with money because you only bought your son's pizza and the way that you celebrated their birthday party. Jennifer comes out and she walks right into it because Jackie immediately gets mad because they were like, no, she did not say that. Did she say that? Even Melissa was like, no, she didn't say that. And they were like, yeah, she did say it. And she comes out, she walks right into it. So she's already, oh, I should have stayed right here. So she's already on the defense. And Jackie was like, oh, so you were talking, like, basically she confronts her right away. She was like, no, we're just talking about you saying that I'm stingy because I didn't give my sons this lavish, expensive birthday party. And she was like, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you have all this money, and why wouldn't you just do it big? And then Jennifer says, you know, I like to impress people. Girl, she doesn't. So you cannot tell people how to do. That's why people don't like to tell people when that like to show when they have money. Because then you get people like that. That's what Buffy was talking about on Married to Medicine. Some people, when they see you got money, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act. They start counting your shit. They start telling you what to do with your shit. It was funny to watch Jennifer transition from being intrigued to all of a sudden judging the bitch on how she spends her fucking money. I was like, this bitch is obnoxious as hell. You so obnoxious and so jealous and so envious, bitch. You on the phone. First of all, she's showing her husband taking video of Jackie's house to send to her husband. Then tells everybody, oh, I told my husband about your place. I showed, I took a little video of it and sent it to him. And he was like, buy one. That's beautiful, buy one. He already knows he has like a jealous ass wife who wants to keep up with the Joneses. And then she realizes, oh, I have a big house. I have the big, and she says it. I have the biggest house of all of you, but I only have one house. And they're looking like, bitch, we have multiple houses. Melissa got a beach house. Teresa got a beach house. And then Jackie has a beach house. And even Jackie was like, I think she just is trying to keep up. And then Teresa was like, if she wants to go buy one, she could go buy one. Like, it's really that they got that much money, they can just go buy one. But now that you see that this woman who you think is cheap and cheap and cheap, she has money, but she's not extravagant, she's not flashy, she doesn't say what clothing label, she doesn't say what designer she has on, she doesn't say any of that stuff. And you can understand why, because you're like that. And not everybody is obnoxious about money like you. And you have money, and that's why people, I was like, that's why you don't let people in your house. That's why you just don't let people, because they be jealous. And then talking crazy and looking like, oh my God, asking you all these questions. And then when they get around some other people, are like, that bitch, she's stingy. She don't spend her money right. She do this and she do that. All this other shit, girl. Honey, that was a fucking mess. I said, did she just throw Margaret under the bus? Yeah, she said, well, Margaret is talking about you and how you're eating and how you don't eat and this and that. And she was like, Margaret was like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. That's not how I meant it. She was like, Margaret, why are you saying that? Jennifer got in Margaret's ass. Jennifer was like, why are you saying, or Jackie was like, why are you saying that? She was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And she was like, they were like looking at girl like, what? So then, they all been drinking. I forgot to mention that. They've been drinking all the live long day. All day. She says, let me back up, because I don't like this girl's kind of nosy. She's in my class, and she's hella nosy, and she keeps looking over there. She's a nosy white woman, and they never, you talk about black people mind their business, and maybe to the detriment of our community. White people don't, and they got 911 on speed dial, and they always looking and looking and looking. She be looking at my screen and everything, like and letting me know that she's looking. She kind of sits behind me, and she's looking at my screen like, oh, you're trying to do this. I'm like, girl, why are you in my screen? And if you in my screen, why are you letting me know that you in my screen? Like, so she, even when I backed out, she had looked, and then she looked again. Yes, I'm backing out because you in my business. So they start talking. Margaret says, Jackie says, well, and why would you, I would, what did she say? I would buy pizza and an Amazon box of toys for a play date. And she was like, are you now insulting me on how I threw a birthday party for my kid? Like, are you really doing that? And she was like, well, I'm just saying. And then she's like, you don't say stuff like that. Like, what are you doing? You don't say stuff like that. I don't know what happened between her and Melissa, but Jennifer threw a fork on the table or a knife or something, And she was like, Melissa was like, what are you doing? And Melissa gets up and she acts like she's gonna do something, but you ain't gonna do nothing. She was like, get out of here, get out of here. Jennifer was like, no, I'm not going. Like, no, I'm not. No. And Melissa was like so mad because it was so funny because Melissa was trying to be all tough. Bitch, you ain't tough because you would have went around that table to Jennifer. You letting the table stand between you. You letting Dolores, while Dolores is sitting down, put her hand in front of you. You acting like you are being held back by Dolores. She was like, get out of here, go out of here. And she was like, no. I was like, Jennifer is gonna get her ass beat up. But they don't, maybe by Teresa, if that were the case. But that was it, y'all. I said Melissa was acting like Dolores was holding her back. That shit was hilarious. That was it, y'all. All right, I'm out of here. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Depends. I might do something. I always say I might do something over the weekend, but I don't know. I feel like to relax. Anyway, so y'all, again, have a good Friday. Let's get down in the comics, have a conversation. Go watch Dame Dash and go watch that video on Amazon Prime. It's called White Savior. I think Racism in Religion, Racism in America, Religion, or Racism in Religion in America, something like that. Go find it on Amazon Prime. All right, y'all take care of each other. Peace.